The top 10 players to never win a ring in NBA history. Number 10, Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's peak in 2017 was an unbelievable thing to watch. He did absolutely everything for that team. Unfortunately, he is only one of two players on this list who I don't think would be able to carry a team as the number one option to a championship. He was an absolutely elite floor raiser, but I'm not sure how great he was as a ceiling raiser. Number 9, John Stockton. Those late 90s Jazz teams were legitimately great with Stockton as the floor general, winning an average of 63 games in their two finals runs. They just happened to run into the greatest player of all time. Stockton is also the other player who I don't think could carry a team to a championship, however, as the number one guy. Number 8, Dominique Wilkins. The human highlight film was an unfortunate victim of Bird Celtics and the Bad Boy Pistons. I really think if the team around him was slightly better, he could have had a finals run at some point in his career. Number 7, Patrick Ewing. While Dominique was the unfortunate victim of all the great teams he faced, Ewing was the victim of being an all-time great center in the greatest era for centers and being in the Michael Jordan era, losing to the Bulls in the playoffs 5 different times in his career. Number 6, Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was incredible, and although his playoff history was pretty shaky outside of 2001, only winning 3 playoff series outside of that great finals run, and posting a 30-41 all-time playoff record, I still think there's a chance with a solid second playmaker and a great defense around him, he could have won. Number 5, Steve Nash. Nash is one of the greatest offensive engines of all time, and probably would have won the championship in 2007 if Robert Horry didn't hip-check Steve Nash, resulting in Amari Stoudemire and Boris Diaw getting suspended for a critical Game 5, that the Suns barely lost 85-88 to the Spurs. Number 4, Chris Paul. Chris Paul should have been a Laker. The NBA totally screwed him, even if what they did technically was allowed due to the ownership situation at the time for the Hornets. However, Paul did have multiple chances in his career, even without Kobe, to win a championship, always either choking the series away or getting hit with an injury of some sort. Number 3, James Harden. Harden almost beat the 2018 KD Warriors. He really did. They were up 3-2. If Chris Paul doesn't get hurt and they somehow don't miss 27 straight threes as a team, there's a good chance that James Harden is an NBA champion and all the narratives about him are completely different. Number 2, Charles Barkley. That 93 Suns team was legitimately a great team. They just happened to run up against the greatest player of all time at his peak along with Scottie Pippen. In many other years, the Suns win the championship, but unfortunately, this was not one of them. Number 1, Elgin Baylor. 0-7. Elgin Baylor is 0-7 in the NBA Finals. He unfortunately was the ultimate victim of Russell's Celtics. Elgin holds the record for most points in a finals game with 61, and he lost that game. And you know what the worst part is? The year he retired, 1972, the Lakers went on to win the championship without him. Absolutely tragic.